To start, I'm just going to turn down the music here for a little bit. So you all know me. I'm Renee Dowling from Reflections Art Studio and Community Classroom. Just to let you know, my mission is to help people live a happy, healthy, creative life by teaching them art techniques to help them express themselves. I use visual journaling for all kinds of situations. Sometimes it's to reflect on current events, how I feel, memories I want to remember, sometimes things I want to forget and just get it off my mind. Sometimes it's for showing appreciation or gratitude for things. Sometimes it's to establish a mantra for where I want to go, what I want to do. I just have to turn the volume down on my computer. There we go. So I thought I would just start a little bit differently today. My husband works for Cypress County. He's part of the municipal government. Oh, I should change that. Just give me a sec here. There we go. Sorry, I forgot to change it back to normal. There we go, that's better. So as I was saying, my husband works for Cypress County. He works for the municipal government. And yesterday the food bank contacted him in dire need of asking for some money because with all the people not working, the demand for food has increased significantly. So I thought because I'm offering these art classes for free, if you like what you're seeing, maybe to give back, you could donate maybe $5 or $10 to food bank and just to show appreciation for the free classes. Right now it's pretty tight around our house as well, so if you can afford it, then that would be a nice way to help me out and also the food bank out. Also, just by joining, what I would like to do to give back to people is if you are part of the Facebook Live and you participate and you post and you share, for every time you come on and share what you do and share with other people, I'm going to enter your name into a draw. And then when all this is over with, you could win a full day retreat out here at my studio on the Wholesome Road. And it's worth $100 in value. And so that would be my way of giving back to you for helping at the food bank as well. So I don't want to keep you waiting too much longer. My internet is sort of wonky today, and so I just want to get right to it. So those of you who were with me yesterday, you saw that I was struggling with the transfer technique. So I tried a few things differently today, and I thought I would show them to you. And then we'll do a fun creative background. And then we'll go back to adding some details, and I would like to show you how to make some carrot people. So let's get started. So yesterday I showed you, I was trying to make a transfer of my granddaughter, and it worked a little bit, and then I got to a certain point where it just kind of all fell apart. So I tried again today with a different picture just because I wanted to try something. And so this one here, I'll just hold it up against the background, is a picture of my horse. And I used just packing tape for this one. And I'll show you what I did differently. This one turned out pretty good. I lost a little bit of an eye, but I tried it again with a different piece of paper and it turned out perfectly. So this is what I did. So I took my packing tape, and now I heard that packing tape comes in different thicknesses, so the thicker it is, the more successful you'll be. And what I did is I went across, I better not put my journal there, otherwise my luck, it'll stick. Put it across your picture, like that. And I think what I didn't do yesterday was take a few extra minutes to make sure the tape was really sticking. And the whole purpose of doing this is so that you still have the image, but then you don't make your background disappear. I also saw, I was watching some other videos about this, and it works really well. I've seen people actually apply the transfer even to a glass or like a candle, and it shows through. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this extra because I don't want to get into a sticky situation. Okay, so one thing that I didn't do yesterday was make sure it was really adhering. So I have this, it's a bone folder, but you could use like your scissors and just make sure that you apply pressure, and you can start to see that the darkness of the photograph is starting to stick better. I never had to do this before, but maybe I had nice thick tape or something. So I was really quite happy with the result. It takes a little bit of time, but again, everything that you do in your visual journal is not supposed to be a big rush. It's just supposed to be kind of relaxing. Sorry if this is irritating. I also just remembered that I didn't put my mic back on. There, you might be able to hear better though. So that was a suggestion that I found online to make sure that you apply pressure. And then another thing was that maybe I didn't soak it long enough. And so some people have put down that you soak it for 20 minutes or so. I don't know if you need to do it that long. So so there's what it looks like. And I'm going to stick it into some warmer water and just kind of forget about it for now. So in the meantime, I've also done it on some musical notes. And what ended up happening is, if you take a look at this one, I better put a colored background behind it. This is totally transparent. You can't see any of the paper left, so that's great. So I did, and what happened is I put it in some water and sort of forgot about it. I couldn't find it for the longest time, and then I realized, oh, it's still in the water, and I scraped it off, and voila, it worked perfectly. So I will show you, I like this here, something unpredictable. So now I'm going to dip it in water. Now I've also covered a little picture with some matte medium, and it was some people I saw on the line, they put like 20 layers, which take overnight to dry, but I've never done that before, and it's worked. So while we were waiting for people to log on, I covered this with with matte medium twice, and I went across this way, then I let it dry for a few minutes, then I went across that way for a few minutes, and now it's relatively dry, and I'm also going to stick that into the water and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to take this one out, the musical notes out of the water, and then I'm going to just not press so hard when I start. And like I said yesterday, the paper has a grain to it. And so if you're having troubles, you might be going against the grain. See? So this is coming off really nicely. And I can still see the ink sticking to the packing tape. And I'm pushing more horizontally instead of vertically and down with the top of my fingertip. So kind of just being a little bit more gentle. Better move this so it doesn't stick together. But see how nice, I don't know if you can see, but it's coming off so nicely. And this was only in the water for a few, like a minute, not even. So I'm much more excited about this today. So I think the difference was just making sure that I really push down when I put the tape on and smooth it out. There, so this is going to be totally transparent instead of slightly translucent. Something unpredictable is this and that. So true with art, you never know, and with life. So why would you go through all this trouble? Well, it's so that you can add another layer to your visual journal, but also to be able to see the picture, but it's not going to be so distracting that it's going to cover up your nice background or your ugly background or whatever kind of background. Okay, so I'm just going to use my rag to wipe off the rest. And hip hip hooray, it worked. See? If you don't succeed, try again. All right. So I have this visual journal page that I started, when I was I always practice, even though I've done it a gazillion times. But if you see, I've put it down on the page and you can really see, I'll hold it up closer. Oops. But you can really see the background through, which is really cool. So it is sticky tape, but I don't trust tape. Especially because I remember, like, when I was a little girl, I used to tape, like, cards and stuff to scrapbooks. And now that I'm an adult, I've gone back and looked, and all of the tape is yellow and everything's falling off. So I don't know if I can trust packing tape or not. So I am going to use my gel medium. You could try using glue stick, but I'm going to try gel medium today. There we go. Something unpredictable. Now remember, it's supposed to dry clear. So then again, push down really well. Now, of course, because it's plastic, it's going to be hard to you can't really paint over it with watercolor paint. You could paint over it a little bit if you wanted to with acrylic paint. You could write over it with permanent marker though, but so far I don't have any reason to. So there we go. What do you think? It worked. And I also have my little horse here that I want to put on. Now this one isn't as opaque as, actually, let's see. I'm just going to turn the other one around in the water. I'm also going to now try. Here is the little house, or this is a drawing that I did of my father-in-law's house on Cambridge Street. And so now I'm going to try this one. This one I applied gel medium to, and now I'm going to see. Again, if it's not working, maybe turn it and go with the bias on the other direction. There we go. It's starting to work. There, have I redeemed myself from yesterday? I, by the way, have uploaded day 1 and day 2 videos on YouTube. And my YouTube channel is Renee Dowling, Reflections Art Studio. I can put the link to it in the comments at the end of this. So this one's working out quite nicely too. Not as transparent as the musical notes, but this has lots of text on it. Okay, and I'm just going to use my rag to kind of see if that... Remember, try to go horizontally more with your finger as opposed to straight down and dragging. I'm just going to wet my rag a little bit. I don't want to lose any part of the image. See, it does come apart. So I think like the packing tape, you're going to get a more durable surface. But I don't know, I can see this image better on the back than on the front. This one I can just see a bunch of stripes. So I'm not really too excited about this one, but I really like the packing tape one. All right, so I've been soaking this horse for a while. And according to some people, if you leave it soaking enough that you can just peel big pieces off, but I don't know about that. There we go. So my test was to see if it does work better if you soak it in water. Oh, there's some of the image coming off. Again, the musical notes, they were photocopies, so on an actual photocopier, so maybe that's why they're working better. Oh, I might lose my horse there if I go that way. Yeah, I've lost her ear. So anyways, I won't continue because I have one that's already partially done. But just it's kind of a hit and miss experiment kind of thing. See, now my house is starting to turn out better. So I was like giving up on it. But, well, I don't know. I guess the reverse image I could use. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll use the reverse image another time. Okay, so I just want to clean up here and then... Any questions about that? Does this work for photos? Well, if you've processed the photos from like at Walmart or something, it's because the photos have a plasticky covering on it. It doesn't seem to work too much, but you can give it a try. But I've been told that it doesn't work too well. But if you have a whole bunch of copies and you don't mind sacrificing one, give it a try. You never know. You might have the magical touch. Okay. I'm going to also move this water before we have a catastrophe. data. Okay. All right, so I'm going to turn to a fresh new, well, I just wanted to, yeah, I'll show. We'll turn to a fresh new page. And on this background is going to start off with us doing some free writing, kind of like yesterday, but yesterday we had a bunch of stuff in the background, whereas today we're just going to write. So again, I'm going to give you a prompt. You don't have to follow it. You might have something on your mind that you just want to get rid of. So you could start off with today and then just keep writing. Remember, it's not about being neat. It's not about punctuation, spelling, capitals, but you can do that if you like. So some prompts that I've given in the past couple of days are I am, or even I, because I even is more open than I am. Or I wish, or I love, or I, if you want to go in the negative, I hate. It could be a favorite memory of mine is, or an event, or I appreciate. It could be, you can start off with somebody's name and then start telling about them. Or if you really don't have anything on your mind that you want to write, you could just write, I don't know what to write. Or you could write your name over and over again, your family members' names. Look up at every couple seconds or minutes or so and see what you see in the room and just write it down. It's called free writing. And sometimes what happens if you just start writing, I don't know what to write. Next thing you know, you are actually diving deep down into your soul and writing down what is actually on your mind, and it can create some interesting things. So this time I am going to just write across my page horizontally like normal, but you can turn your book sideways, upside down, change different directions if you like. And we're just going to keep writing until you get to the end of your page. You might go across one page or two, it's up to you. And we'll try to write for about 7 minutes. Again, if you can write big and small in all different directions, backwards even if you want, you'll go to it. All right, so this is your quiet time. Sometimes it helps just to take a deep breath in and hold it for 3 seconds. And let it out for 4. And as you're doing that, you might be thinking about, what am I going to write about? And out. 3 seconds in. And 4 out. All right, so 7 minutes. Let's go. All right. So now I'll give you a minute to finish off your thought. If you give me the thumbs up, I'll know that you're ready to go on to the next stage. Hi, Bev. All right, so now what I want you to do is I want you to go through what you wrote, and I want you to identify certain words that stand out to you, maybe have some certain significance. And what we're going to do is I want you to find something that is permanent, and I want you to somehow go around the word so that it stands out. So it might be circle it. If you're a circle person, it might be a square. It might be a zigzag. It could be drawing arrows towards it. Like, there's so many possibilities. It's up to you. So something permanent. So you might choose the device that you were writing with already, or I'm going to use, for something different today, I'm going to use my Inktense water-soluble pencils. And but you could use watercolor pencils if you wanted to. You could just circle it with your watercolor paint. It's totally up to you. You could even, a neat thing that you could also do is circle it with a wax crayon or oil pastel. And then when you paint over it with your watercolor, it will act as a resist, which, hey, that might be something I might do instead. Maybe that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to pick a color. You can use white if you want, or you can pick your favorite color. It doesn't really matter. It'll work with any wax crayon. I think I am going to try yellow. I'll do some maybe with the wax crayon, and I'll do some with the Inktense pencil so you can see what happens. So I'm going to circle comfortable. And offering. Remember, I am a circle person, or I guess in this case, an oval person. Sharing. It's kind of interesting. Like, I had no idea what I was going to write about, and then a lady sent me a message today and thanking me for offering my talents and my lessons online for free during these turbulent times. And then she said, "Bless you." And I thought, wow, I got to write that down so I could remember. So I'm going to also circle "bless you." And you don't have to use the same color. You can spice it up by using a different color. So let's do that too. Let's try orange. I'm trying to think of some cheery colors because that's what I'm feeling right now. It's cheerful. And so I've circled proud, confident, impact. The word difference here. And I'll do maybe, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's choose a different color. And I'm just using Crayola wax crayons. Just don't get too carried away with the wax crayon though, if you have that, because you can't write over it with a marker or anything when you have wax down. But my whole goal is to help people reflect, so I'll put that there. And I want everybody to be well and be healthy. And now I'm going to use my Inktense pencils so that you can see what it looks like with that. And Oh, let's introduce magenta, my favorite color. I'm going to go around. Now with this, I'm going to go around a few times to make a thicker layer. And I'm going to circle the word win. I also wrote about my offer of participating in the class, posting what you've done, or possibly donating to the food bank in order to be entered into a draw to win a full day workshop out here when it's possible. And we'll visit the horses and the kittens, and we can work outside if it's nice, or stay in the studio. So many possibilities. And I'll do one more. I'm going to do curious. I'm hoping that we'll all be curious in our lives and try new things, be brave. Okay. So now let's do a wash. And because I use Theodoric Ink Intense pencils, I can start my wash just with a wet paintbrush. And what you do, instead of going in the middle, go around the outside, and the Inktense will go around. And the idea of doing this wash around your words is so you're starting to make the words that you think are important stand out, but then you're also making the words that you want to let go become part of the background. So you just can keep going until, if you want to leave circles, you're welcome to, but I'm just trying to fill my background. And this is looking very purple instead of magenta. There we go. And then I'll do it again with my other one. Curious. I know it's tempting just to sit and watch, but sometimes then you don't ever do anything. You don't create, you just sit and watch. So if you're working with me, then it's more fun, like we're doing it together, having a little creation bee. Wow, I can't believe how purple this is. Okay, and I have one more of those. And I don't want to cover my whole page with magenta, which is kind of purpley right now. So I'm just going to stop there so I can introduce another color. Now, this will interact with watercolor paint. Also, I've been telling you about using Crayola washable markers. So you can also use those, and then that'll interact with two if you want to. I'm not too crazy about that, but I just wanted to show you that you can do it if you're working with some younger kids. It's a possibility. And I don't like how it went dark there, so I'm just going to solve that problem by tapping it off. There. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce another color. And I'm going to introduce yellow because yellow and purple are complementary colors. I don't know about you, but my yellow is always not yellow in my palette. Now, I've gone right over the word healthy to show you that you can just go right over your wax. And I'm going to introduce this yellow over here. I guess I should have used a different color if I want the yellow to turn out. Maybe I'll put yellow by the orange. I'm just making a fun background. You might just go over the whole thing with one color, or if that's what you feel like doing, do it. You could also just tap in colors and let them bleed into what you've already done. Going with the flow. Might do that there. Now the opposite of blue is orange. That, I think I'll wait about orange. I'm going to go right across Be Well. It's still going to stand out. Okay, and let's see, let's add some blue. Lots of times when people come out, they use so much blue, it's so dark, you can't see anything through it. I never have that problem. I tend to err on the side of caution and go light first. I really like how the white is showing up. Can't believe how fast time goes. There. Now sometimes on certain days you could just say, no, I'm done. That's my fun background. I don't want to add anything else. Or you might say, oh, I just got to keep on going. I could add my transfer here. It's not going to really show that well because there's too much writing, but you might get a little bit more creative. I'm just going to dry this layer first. Am I back? My internet signal's been going up and down all morning. I really like the rainbow I have on my book here. So the question is, do you stop or do you keep going? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Derwent pencils away and get out my pencil crayons, if I can find. Okay, so let's see, it's 1:46. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this for a little bit. And I said that I just wanted to show you. So I had troubles yesterday with the transfer. So I just cut out a photograph and glued my granddaughter down onto my page. And then I had mentioned that she loves the ocean and that kind of thing. So then I started painting in some ocean waves and just with watercolor paint. And I think what's next I'm going to do is add a star or something like that and then have some vibrations coming off or something like that. Just wanted to show you that page. guess I should move it over so you can see the whole thing. And then the other page that I started on the first day is looking like this. And I said that I was going to show you how to do some carrot people, because down at the bottom here and in here, I want to add some carrot people. But so what I thought I would do is if you want to, you can add the carrot people to your page here. But I just have a page that I started for practicing on. So I'm going to turn to that. And so to do a carrot, to do a person, you start with a carrot shape. And you can start off with a neutral color. So I have this color I hardly ever use. I can't remember. Burnt sienna, I think it's called. So what you do is you start off with a carrot. And so carrots are wide and roundish at the top. And then you come down sort of like the root. And so I'm going to actually imagine that this is a very tall person, that this here is a path. Then I'm going to do another carrot a little bit shorter. And again, just kind of wiggly wobbly. And then I'm going to do another one, a little carrot right here. Yeah. And then what you do is you let it dry. So what I think I'm going to do is on my camera, I'm just going to flip it around so it's not upside down. I learned how to do that yesterday. Oh, that still looks upside down. That didn't work. Maybe I'll just turn my book up. It's freezing. Okay, so because it's dry, then what you can do is add some hair. And I'm just going to, or a head. I'm just going to use black. I don't normally use black. Come on. You put a little dot. And voila, there's a man. And I'm going to put another dot here. And I'll give this lady some hair. And give this little kid some hair. Come on, internet, work. And then what you could do is then you can add some arms. Maybe they're holding hands. And maybe the little guy hold hands. I put plastic there, so it's not going to work. And then once that's dry, once that's dry, if you like to, you can start adding some clothes. Oops, I've got an arm here. So maybe you want to add on some blue jeans. And maybe you want to give them a different color shirt. So with this color, you can paint right over top. Maybe this kid wants to have a yellow shirt. And then maybe Daddy wants to have a green shirt. Wow, that's intense. And it's a nice spring day, so they're going to have short sleeves. So isn't that really cool? Just some few simple strokes turns into some people. So you can also do the people oh, I should get now you don't have to add an arm because it would just look like they're kind of walking forward and they're swinging their arms. But isn't that an interesting way to make people? It's so easy and it's effective. I mean, you could start adding on another leg if you like. Or, you can do some crazy stuff like this little guy. Maybe he is jumping. So maybe he has his arms up in the air like that. Oh, he has big arms. I forgot to add the head. Oh, internet, why aren't you working? I might have to do this all over again and do a little video. Mr. Green Jeans, remember that from Captain Kangaroo? I'll give Daddy a green shirt. And he's wearing long sleeves, walking like that. Maybe he's frustrated, putting his hand up in the air like, jeepers. I don't know. You see this, anybody? It's frozen on my screen. Blue jeans for Mom. Aw, Dad should wear jeans too. What would you wear with a green shirt? Now, if you want to, you can always add another leg. And some shoes. What do you think of my skills of painting upside down? Is it working now? Ay, ay, ay. I think that they're going to have some internet problems with all the kids online now doing schoolwork and people working from home. It's going to be a challenge. Thanks for keep trying to come back. There. So obviously they're not showing some social distancing, but they are from that family, so we're okay. You can also do sideways or little carrots and do the head going sideways. So I'll just slide this over. Let's see, where can they walk? Maybe I'll have some people walking down here. Well, it's not going to show up. I'll just squish one right here. Okay, so wide, coming down like that. Then you could put the head more oval so it looks like they're looking in the other direction. Then you could put arms going that way. Maybe the person's jumping. Oh, let's see. Or sitting on the curve, even better. And then let that dry. What do you think of my carrot people? Aren't they fun? Hi, Kathy. The internet is sort of spotty. Maybe he's reading a book. They're sitting out on the curb, reading a book. It's a big book. Oh, brother. You could also do like a curvy carrot. Maybe I'll do one up here. So like they're bending down. I gotta think this through if it's upside down. So you're bent over, looking down. Oh, too close to the tape. Let's try it again. So carrot at the top, and then legs. And maybe they're reaching for something. There. Then once that's dry, oh, you can hardly see it. That's okay, I'll add some clothes. Okay, so let's make this a girl. They all have black hair today. Maybe it's windy, so the hair's flying. It's silly. Or red shirts. And some blue pants. All right, so really sorry about the internet connection. It's a windy day. You never know what to expect. But I'm just going to turn this up. So I think what I'll do is I'll stop there because the internet just keeps kicking in and out. But just remember that at the beginning I asked if you appreciate the free video or free visual journaling lessons and you're able to give back to the community. The food bank really needs some donations, and by helping them out, you're helping me out too, because that would be my way of giving to them as well. And also, if you participate and you post in the comments or even on your own page and tag me, I will enter you into a draw where you can win a full day workshop coming out to my studio. And also, if you share, then I will also enter you into the draw. And hopefully when this is all settled and we all have more freedom and we're all safe and healthy, you can come out to my studio and get some more lessons. I'll keep posting during weekdays. The weekend I'm going to take off so that I can practice some more things to show you. I appreciate you coming and being so patient, and be safe and be well, and see you hopefully again on Monday.